Good evening, class. So, in the series of Fundamental of Maths, yesterday we were talking about the concept of the internal division, how the line will be bisecting the another line, and what will be the ratio in which a line is bisecting the other line. So, today we will be discussing one of the major topics of the coordinate geometry, that is entitled as straight lines. The straight line, it is mainly comprised of 2 to 3 topics will be there. There will be various type of equations. The first equation is y is equal to mx plus c. There will be different forms of this equation, y is equal to mx plus c, and the transformation regarding this. So first and foremost, we will be discussing some of the important concepts induced with the straight line equation, and thereafter we will proceed little bit slowly and we will be achieving our target as soon as possible. And there are many type of equations in the equation of the straight line. Based on that equations, we are transforming another equations. The intersection of the two straight lines will be there, the point slope will be there. How we are applying the concept of the equation of the straight lines in different geometrical figures such as triangles, squares, rectangles, and how we are calculating the coordinates, and how we are tracing the location of the particular point in the space. These all things we can do with the help of the equation of the straight lines. There are vivid type of equations. We will discuss it slowly, and the first and foremost we will be discussing here the equation of the straight line. The equation of the straight line, as we had already studied the famous equation of the straight line. The famous equation of the straight line is y is equal to mx plus c. In this, the c is the intercept on the y-axis and m is the slope of the line. So considering that fact, we had drawn axis, that we had drawn one geometrical figures, and this we had denoted is, this is the origin O, this is the x coordinate, this is the x dash, and this is the y, and this is the y dash axis. So we are mainly dealing with the two axes, x axis and the y axis, as we had already told, as I had already told that as of now we are dealing with the two-dimensional figures. So based on that, we had drawn the coordinate axis named as x-axis and the y-axis, and we had drawn a straight line. We had drawn a straight line which cuts the intercept on the y-axis as well as x-axis. So in this case, we had entitled this equation of the straight line as y is equal to mx plus c. This is the equation y is equal to mx plus c. This is our first and foremost equation of the straight line, y is equal to mx plus c. In this equation, y is equal to mx plus c, m is the slope of the line, m is denoted, y is equal to mx plus c. In this, there the letters are having different nomenclatures. They are having different specifications. M is the slope of the line, c is the intercept on the y-axis. So m is the slope of the line, and the letter c denotes the intercept on the y-axis. The c denotes the intercept on the y-axis. So this part is the c. That is the c which we are knowing as the intercept on the y-axis. And this is the angle theta, which is the angle between the straight line y is equal to mx plus c and the x-axis. This is the angle theta. So tan theta, it is known as the m, equal to tan theta is equal to m, and slope c is the intercept on the y-axis. C is known as the intercept on the y-axis. Intercept on y-axis. So this is the basic foundation of this equation, y is equal to mx plus c, in which each and every letter have certain specifications. Small m denotes the slope, that is the tan theta, and c is the intercept on the y-axis. So we had laid the foundation, y is equal to mx plus c. Based on this foundation, we will be transforming this equation into different forms, and we will be justifying the equation as the perfect equation. Now we will be moving to some of the derivations. Which are very important when we are covering this topic. So first and foremost, we are dealing with the slope, and we will be dealing with the slope, and thereafter we will be dealing with the other parts also. as we already known as, what is the slope? Slope is the, when we describe the word slope, slope is the inclination of a particular line. Inclination of a particular line in the positive direction of the x-axis. When we are taking the angle, we are taking in the positive direction of the x-axis. That term is defined as the slope of a line. Slope is the inclination of a particular line along the axis. When we are depicting it pictorially, it will be like this. See, suppose this is the x-axis, this is the x dash, this is the y dash. So the inclination of a particular line along the axis, this is the slope, this is the slope. When we are considering is, this is the slope of that particular, it is the positive direction of the x-axis. The slope is always considered as the positive direction of the x-axis, the angle. That is the slope, and it is denoted by letter small m. Slope is equal to m is equal to tan theta. Tan theta is equal to perpendicular by base. So the slope is defined as small m, which we can say in other words as tan theta. And the tan theta, if we are taking in a trigonometry, we had already studied in the lower classes in the trigonometry, the tan theta is equal to perpendicular by base. That is the slope. That is the slope of the line. Okay, understood. So in this case, suppose there are two lines are there. One line is m1, one line is this, and other line is these two. So we will be finding the angle between the two lines, and thereafter we will be drawing a conclusion. We are arriving on the conclusion that how we are finding the angle between the two lines. So we will take one axis line, and thereafter we will derive one equation. So this is the line, x-axis, this is the y-axis, this is the y dash, and x dash, x. Understood? We will be taking the two, we are taking two lines that are making intersect. This is the first line and this is the second line. This is the first line and this is the second line. We will entitle as, we will define the axis here. It is A, B, C. Understood? So these are the two lines, the two segments which we are having, which are defined as AB and BC. And we have to calculate the angle between AB and BC. So in this case, there will be two angles, this angle and this angle. We will be having the two angles. The first angle will be angle ABC and the second angle will be angle ABD. So this one and this one. So we have to calculate these two angles, and this will form the base for the angle between the two lines using the slope concept. So this is the, suppose this is the angle, this is termed as, it is the exterior angle. So in this case, we will be entitling one angle theta 2. This is theta 2, that is theta and theta 1. So we have denoted here the exterior angle, angle BCR. Angle BCR as theta 2, angle ABC as theta 1, and angle BAC as theta. So we will be writing using the exterior angle properties, using the exterior angle properties of a triangle. The exterior angle will be equal to the sum of the two interior opposite angle. So the exterior angle is equal to sum of two interior opposite angle. Exterior angle will be equal to sum of two interior opposite angle. The exterior angle is theta 2 is equal to theta plus theta 1 as per the theorem. As per the theorem which I had stated a bit ago, that is exterior angle will be equal to sum of two interior opposite angles. So theta 2 will be equal to this two sum, theta plus theta 1. So we will be taking the slope, the m theta, the tan theta will be equal to, the theta will be equal to theta 2 minus theta 1. Understood? So we will be just considering theta is equal to, theta will be equal to theta 2 minus theta 1. This is the second equation. So theta is equal to theta 2 minus theta 1. We will be applying tan theta both sides. tan theta is equal to tan of theta 2 minus theta 1. Now, we had already studied in the trigonometric equations in the lower classes that tan A minus B, tan A minus B is equal to tan A plus tan B 1 minus tan A into tan B. This is the prescribed formula. This is the recommended formula for tan A minus B. So we will be using that formula here. So tan theta 2 minus theta 1. Tan theta is m is equal to, or tan theta is equal to tan of tan theta 2 plus tan theta 1 1 minus tan theta 2 into tan theta 1. So we will be eliminating the tan theta 1, we will be substituting tan theta 2, will be substituting m2. The m2 will be in the place of tan theta 2 and m1 will be in the place of tan theta 1. So, and the m will be here. So it will be m2 plus m1 by 1 minus m1 into m2. So theta will be equal to tan inverse of m1 plus m2 by 1 minus m1 into m2. So this is the angle between the two lines when we are taking slope concept. So theta is equal to tan inverse of m1 plus m2 by 1 minus m1 into m2. This is the equation which we had right. So this is the equation which we had right. Theta is equal to tan inverse of m1 plus m2 by 1 minus m1 into m2. Understood? So these two derivations which we had seen here, the first equation was y barabar mx plus c, and the second is the theta is equal to tan inverse of m1 plus m2 by 1 minus m1 into m2. So we had studied here tan theta is equal to m1 minus m2 by 1 plus m1 into m2. So we had enclosed this m1 minus m2 by 1 plus m1 into m2 by using a mod. Whatever value comes, if the value comes to be negative, according to the mode principle, that value will be positive if it is outside the mode. If the value is positive, no matters, it will be the same only. But negative will not be there. If the value is coming within the mode as a negative, we have to take out as a positive value. So this is the property of mode. Tan theta is equal to m1 minus m2 by 1 plus m1 into m2. The second equation which we had seen, y is equal to mx plus c. Y is equal to mx plus c, that we had seen. It is the slope intercept form of the equation. This equation is known as slope intercept form, because in this equation y is equal to mx plus c, m is the slope of the line and c is entitled as the intercept of that line on the particular y-axis. So this is the slope intercept on the line. We do have different type of equations. Y minus y1 is equal to m x minus x1. Y minus y1 is equal to m x minus x1. Y minus y1 is equal to y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1, x minus x1. So it is y minus y1. It is this first equation is the slope intercept form equation. The second equation, in the second equation, we are having the two coordinates also. We are having the two coordinates, the two locations. That is, we are having the one coordinate x1 y1 and the slope is given. That we can say it is a point slope form of the equation. The second equation is entitled as point slope form of the equation. Point slope, because here one point is given, that is x1 y1, and the slope m is given. So that particular equation is entitled as point slope form of the equation. This is the second equation of the straight line. The third equation, in the third equation, we will be having 2-point slope equation. We will be having only 2-point equation, 2 points. The first point is x1 y1 and second point is x2 y2. So we will be seeing different examples which will certify my statement further, that how come we are taking the point slope equation, when in which situation we will be taking 2-point slope equation, 2-point equation, 1.1 slope equation, that we had already described. These 3 types are the major types of equation of a straight line in the coordinate geometry. We will be taking one example of each, and thereafter we will proceed further in the same. So first of all, we will be taking the first example, y is equal to mx plus c. In the y is equal to mx plus c, as we had already mentioned, it is the slope intercept form of the equation. It is the slope intercept form of the equation. The question may comes in like this way. Question may comes taking into consideration y is equal to mx plus c. The intercept is given. Intercept on y-axis will be given. That is y is equal to, suppose y it is given, that is c is given. It is 0, 2. That is the intercept is given. C value it is given 0, 2. And it is secondly it is mentioned in the question. Secondly, it will be mentioned in the question that particular line is making angle, some angle with the positive direction with the axis. Suppose this particular line is making 135 degree with the positive direction of the x-axis. Positive direction of the x-axis. So we will be drawing one particular line. This is the line. The intercept is given 0, 2, and this slope is given. The slope is given 135 degree. This slope is given 135 degree. So in this case, we will be forming one slope intercept form. This type of question is categorized under slope intercept form, in which one slope is given and one intercept is also given. So we will be solving like this. The value of c is given. The tan theta it is 135. So tan 180 degree minus 35 degree is equal to tan of 45 degree. Tan 45 degree. Tan 45 is 1. So tan 45 is 1. But we are seeing that 135 degree it is coming along the second axis. So in the second axis, only sine and cosec will be positive, tan will be negative. So this value will be automatically equal to minus 1. According to the sine rule convention of the trigonometric identities. So it will be minus 1. Now we will be substituting the respective values. Y is equal to mx minus x. And what is the c? It is 2. So y is equal to minus x plus 2. This is the equation of the straight line where slope is given minus 1 and the intercept is given plus 2. That is the equation of the line. We have taken one example which is of the form y is equal to mx plus 2. Y is equal to mx plus c. Now we will be taking one equation in which one point is given and one slope is given. So that equation is entitled as point slope equation. We will be taking one more example. Point slope form. Point slope form. In which one point is given y1 and x1. And slope is also given. Tan theta is given. Tan theta will be given. Suppose one angle is given. Suppose it is 45 degree with the positive direction of the x-axis. And one point is given in the first quadrant only 2, 3. So the question will come like this in the point slope form. We will be forming one question. The question will be like this. A straight line is passing through the point 2, 3 and that straight line is making an angle of 45 degree with the positive direction of the x-axis. So in that case, we will be using this equation. Y minus y1 is equal to mx minus x1. Understood? So we will be substituting the values of x1, y1. So y minus 3 is equal to tan theta 45. Theta is 45 degrees. So tan 45 is 1. So tan 45 is 1, x minus 2. So we will be solving, we will be simplifying this equation, and post simplifying we are getting one equation that will be minus 3 plus 2 x minus y. So x minus y will be equal to minus 1. So this is the requisite equation. This is the required equation in which that straight line is passing through the point 2, 3 and is having a slope and this particular line, it is inclined on the x-axis at a degree of 45 degree with the positive direction of the x-axis. So in this case, this is the required equation. Now we will be using the 2-point form equation of the question. So in the 2-point form, there will be 2 coordinates. There will be 4 coordinates given on the 2 specific points. We will be just saying that. Wait a minute. So in the 2-point will be given. 2-point form. See, the point A, it is given 2, 3, and point B, it is given 4, 5. So these 2 points are given. So whenever the 2 points are given and the question is asking to form a straight line equation which is passing through point A 2, 3 and B 4, 5, then in that case we will be using this type of equation. We will be drawing a rough diagram in this, how the line will be there. Suppose this is the point A 2, 3 and this is the point B 4, 5. Suppose this is the point B 4, 5. So this is the particular line. You have to form an equation of the straight line. So we will be using the formula y minus y1 is equal to y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1 x minus x1. So y minus y1 is 3, y2 is 5 minus 3 by x2 4 minus 2 by x minus 2. So y minus 3 is equal to 5 minus 3, 2 by 2, 1. That will be x minus 2. So y minus x is equal to plus 1. So this is the requisite equation in which we are having 2 points are already given. That line will pass through 2 points. So whenever this type of question comes in which there is a requirement of equation which will be passing with the 2 points A 2, 3, A 4, by no matter whatever will be the point given. I have already discussed the location of the particular point in the earlier classes also. Hope so that it is clear. So this is the equation of the straight line which is passing through the 2 points. So we had already described 3 type of equations. One is the point slope equation, 2-point equation, and 1 slope equation. So that's all for today. So first of all, observe the image. First of all, observe the video which I had shared. Like it, subscribe it, and if you have any doubt, please comment on the comment box. And later on, I will be just checking the comment box regularly on the regular basis. So if any problem will be there, I am here to assist you on 24/7. And share it also so that it will be beneficial for other students also who are preparing for 10+2 or 11th or 12th mathematics. So thanking you for the same. Good night.